Hey everybody, thanks for joining us. And again, I apologize that we weren't able to do last week. Travel sometimes gets a little unstable and it just didn't work out. So my apologies. But let's hit the ground running tonight. And what I'd like to do today is, we've been having these series of conversations, but I thought tonight, let's put a little bit of action into play. And we've been talking about like the concept of time and the concept of time and the emotional body, the mental body, but it's not as straightforward as the logical mind would like it to be. And you could say that there's lots of little nuances to things like this. And the reason why I went to time is we're going to circle back around and look at our instinctive responses, our stress responses. And they're very complex. They're very multifaceted. There's not just a straightforward way in dealing with this. There is lots of triggers. There's lots of stimuli that's going into the brain, into your physiology. And in a way, we want to dissipate it. We want to undo some of the past, but we also want to retrain the energy body and the nervous system how to act and how to respond in the face of these triggers, right? In the face of the things that stress us out, the things that upset us, the things that make us spin out a little bit, right? And so we're going to look at things that potentially cause us to go into fight flight and reduce our ability to go into rest and repair. And you could say when we talk about the tone of like the vagus nerve and parasympathetic activity and the ability to rest and relax and repair, the ability to let go of things, it's all dependent on the intensity and the conditioning that happens to our instinctive responses. And so this is what I'd like to do tonight is pull out an oil that is good for parasympathetic function, right? So this would be tarragon, could be benzoin, could be marjoram, anise, lemongrass, sage, ANS support, digestive calm, um, that blend no sweat. Let's see if people have that. And if we need something else like rose, neroli, let's see what you have there. Even yuzu, like if you're going deep, yuzu could work. Ginger lily. Ginger lily might not work for this. We're really shooting for parasympathetic activity. Ginger lily is good for transmutation, but doesn't always do what we're trying to do with the nervous system. I mean, it's fancy, but we're shooting for kind of more of the workhorses, the bread and butter oils. Rosemary, verbena could work. Anise. Mhm. Yeah, all the ones I named are all A choices. Yeah. So any of those, like if you fancy one more than another, go for it. Yeah, those are all A choices. Okay, so this is what I'd like us to do. At first, all you're going to do is you're going to take some long, slow, deep breaths, and your awareness is on the bottom of your tailbone, the basic chakra. Just take some long, slow, deep breaths. You're still having your awareness on the bottom of your tailbone. Now move your awareness to the soles of your feet. Long, slow, deep breaths with awareness on the soles of your feet. And then just pause and let go. You're just pausing and letting go. Then begin inhaling. Your awareness is on the bottom of the tailbone, the basic chakra. and pause and let go. Your awareness is on the soles of your feet. You're taking nice, long, slow, deep breaths with your awareness on the soles of your feet. Just pause and let go. Again, you're inhaling, your awareness is on the bottom of the tailbone. You're taking nice, long, slow, deep breaths. Move your awareness to the soles of your feet. Just let go. Your awareness is on your brain, both sides of your brain, your whole brain. Long, slow, deep breaths with your awareness on your brain. You're inhaling, your awareness is on your brain. Okay, just pause and let go. Okay. So a lot of times when we're dealing with stressful situations, traumatic situations, just tensions where there's conflict or something negative in the past or even what's going on now. We do practices where we get it into the heart, we transmute it, we move it up to the crown, we bring light to it. All these things are good, right? They're good and they serve their purpose. But one of the aspects is sometimes when somebody's being aggressive, somebody is saying like violent words, somebody's being manipulative, somebody's, being snooty or judgmental, or somebody just emotionally vomits all over you, right? One way of handling that is the transmutation through the heart. Another way is to take that energy and discharge it into the earth. And the issue with this is part of how well your brain functions is really dependent on the basic chakra. Yes, it's the crown. Yes, it's the forehead, right? All the energy centers up in the head all contribute to the brain, but a big contributing factor is your basic chakra, right? And you could say that your brain and your basic chakra run a significant amount of the physiology in your body, and it's associated with the generation of lower emotions, right? So sometimes in these situations where we get stressed out, our feelings get hurt, somebody's projecting negativity, sometimes what happens is what you would call an excess of emotion, excess of lower emotion. There's so much there that it can't move up and get transmuted fast enough into the heart. And we want to be able to transmute things in the heart. It's a way of cultivating love, compassion, loving kindness, all these things. But sometimes you just gotta throw something in the garbage. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you just gotta let the earth do what the earth does. And the earth will take it and transmute it. You don't always have to be the one that does it. But a lot of times we don't have the energetic pattern within us to take that energy and just drop it into the earth, right? And so what we're doing here is first you're going through and kind of starting to really establish um, a pathway. You want to be able to do this without having to think about it. You know, even if you thought about it after the fact, you put your awareness on the basic and then on the soles of your feet, somebody was hostile towards you, it would still discharge it down into the earth. But we want it to be done even without us thinking about it, even without us being super conscious of it. Like if we're caught off guard, somebody does something to us in front of us, or sometimes they're not even in front of us. They're grinding on us from a distance and we don't even know it. We want to have that energy be able to come into the energy field and just drop it into the earth, right? So this is a little bit more difficult than just simply transmuting it with the heart. It's always good to do the heart-centered work first, but there's something to be said to be able just to release these things down into the earth. So this is what I'd like you to do. Think of a situation that still stirs you somehow. Person said some snooty thing, somebody did something hurtful, somebody's being a jerk at work, somebody's doing something, or even an incident. It could even be a car accident. It could even be like you're climbing a ladder and fell, like whatever it is. Think of something where you've had some injury or some pain or some agitation, some tension with a person or a group of people, and just reflect on it. You're not having to put your awareness anywhere, you're just reflecting on it. Now, as you're reflecting on it, begin inhaling whatever oil you've been using. The goal is to take away the fight flight response from the situation, not just to transmute it, but to diminish the tendency of your physiology to go there. You're still inhaling. Let go of the imagery, let go of the situation, go to your basic chakra and just simply begin inhaling. Your awareness is on the soles of your feet. Your awareness is on the soles of your feet. You're taking nice, long, slow, deep breaths. Just let go. Just let go. Again, reflect on that same situation, that same person, that same group of people. You're just reflecting. Let the imagery go. Your awareness is on the bottom of your tailbone, the basic chakra. Your awareness is on the soles of your feet. Just pause and let go. Again, contemplate the situation, that person, that group of people. Let it go. Go to the bottom of your tailbone, the basic chakra. You're taking long, slow, deep breaths. Your awareness is on the soles of your feet. Just let go. Now, put your awareness on your brain. You're not thinking about anything, you're not doing anything other than inhaling with your awareness on your brain. Nice, long, slow, deep breaths with your awareness on your brain. Just pause and let go. One more time. Inhaling with your awareness on your brain. Then pause and let go. Let go of everything. Let you. Oh, you know, there's always stronger and stronger techniques. They're not necessarily more complicated, but you can't just jump into them because they do move a lot of energy. So that's why we kind of keep going through processes where we're unwinding this, unwinding that, so that when we get into deeper and deeper things, um, the body, the emotions, the mind can handle it. The energy body can handle it. With us getting into the brain waves, it's kind of exciting, at least for me, because there's things that I can teach that are based on the brain waves that we haven't really tapped into. we've tapped into pieces of them, but it's now putting pieces together. And so, for at least for me, it's exciting times. So use this in situations where you get triggered, there is tension between you and a person, you check out a little bit. This is stronger than some of the other things that we can do, but it also makes you release more. And so if it's a little too intense, back off of it and go back to some of the other things. There's actually still stronger versions of this, but they're really intense. But I mean, it literally changes your brain. And like here, we're doing this, very rarely does Samantha go, whoa. So she went, whoa. And then she said, man, that was intense. And then afterwards, she said, wow, my brain feels different. And that's what we're shooting for. We're shooting for one, the brain to be involved, first off, and two, that the brain processes it a little bit differently. Because when we have instinctive responses, it literally means you having a response, a physical response, an emotional response, even some of the lower mental activity, your brain doesn't process it. Like you kind of do something and then after the fact you go, wait, what just happened? And then you try to make sense of it. Here, we're trying to create a pathway to where the brain processes it in the moment. You know, right now we're looking at things in the past, but as you keep doing that, what starts to happen is in the moment where somebody is being snooty with you or being aggressive, instead of stepping away or running or getting into an argument, you're kind of able to think things out like, what's the best thing here? Right? So this idea that we've been talking about with this idea of the concept of time, you know, this kind of plays into this. You're not just dealing with what's happening right now. You're dealing with also the potential of the future, like the consequences of the future. And you're also dealing with the consequences from the things in the past. Like if you're in a situation where people have been aggressive to you, how do you not have that same reaction when somebody's aggressive to you again so many years later, right? And so you're dealing with the past, the present, and the future all in that moment, all at the same time. They all kind of come together in this moment. And it's not something that the logical mind necessarily gets. But if you practice this, you'll start to almost like see past, present, future, just like in flashes. And then after a while, it's even bigger than a flash. Like you start to see it more as this like kind of like pathway or this momentum that's going. And so once we open up that pathway, other things can be tapped into. It's not so much about what you learn, it's almost about the realization or the awakening that comes from doing the practice. You know, having the pieces of information, it's interesting, but you know, I don't know that it does a whole lot. But when you really start applying it in a particular way, you become like the better part of you, like you become more your potential, you become more of who you are rather than what happened to you. So anyway, okay, you guys, thanks for joining us. I always love hanging out with you guys and doing these things. This night's kind of fun for me. I don't know about for you guys, but I really enjoy doing these like little experimenty kind of things where we can step away from just doing a class or something. It's kind of fun. But anyway, take care, you guys.